Thank you for joining us again. This is Paul Wilson, and you're listening to the Diesel Performance Podcast. We're out here at Ultimate Callout Challenge 2018 in Brownsburg, Indiana at the Lucas Oil Raceway. It is a crazy madhouse of horsepower and torque and diesel and people. And one of those people was awesome enough to come up and talk to our listeners. Jesse from the Wounded Warrior Project. How the hell are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Jesse, I caught the closing ceremony that Wounded Warrior Project got involved with last year at the event, and then we had a couple of your guys onto the podcast a little bit after that. Really, really moving what you guys are doing. It's a really important cause. I was wondering if you could just tell our listeners a little bit more about the Wounded Warrior Project.
Okay, well, on a personal level for me, the Wounded Warrior Project took me from a place of depression after my time in the service. I felt that I was alone. I felt that there was no one understood. I spent a lot of time in a dark area. So until I saw an ad for the Wounded Warrior Project, I signed up, and they took me from suicidal thoughts and depression and anxiety by bringing me to an environment where I was engaged by veterans, by people in the community that cared, that showed their care and their love and support for veterans, and through that I was able to grow into what I am today, and I couldn't have done it without them.
That's so awesome, man. What a great story. Can you tell us a little bit about how they engage veterans and kind of what do they do?
Yes, the Wounded Warrior Project does is through the community, through organizations, through the donors, we are able to engage each other by having these events such as the UCC that allow us to gather together. The veterans, we gather together as veterans, and by doing that, we're back into an environment that we know, that we're comfortable with. That it takes us from our everyday life, and it gives. It's like it takes us back to the brotherhood of service and being in the military together. So
we hear veterans talk a lot about that feeling of brotherhood and about when you're in the unit or when you're in active military. Right. There's a lot of camaraderie. There's a lot of feeling like you belong. And then when you get home, it's a different world.
Right. It's absolutely a different world. So through these events like the UCC, we can come out here and we can sit around for 2 or 3 days, and it just gives us a sense of that brotherhood, that unity again, and it allows us to communicate with each other on a personal level that we can't communicate with our loved ones per se, and we're able to talk through some of our issues on a personal level with each other that we can't do with other people. So it's an outlet as well as a good time.
That's so amazing. Well, I definitely love the work you guys are doing. If our listeners want to get involved, how could they find out more?
You can go online to the woundedwarriorproject.org, and you can find out all the information you need, or you can keep your eye open for anybody that's wearing a Wounded Warrior Project shirt. 9 times out of 10, they will be an alumni, and they'll be able to provide you with information. But to get that concrete information, go to the website and definitely check it out. And if you know of any veterans that need help, you can tell they're in a dark place, reach out to us, and we want to get that help to them. We want to see them come from that dark area and get through their recovery and just become a better veteran and be happy.
Absolutely. Well, that's really heartwarming and really, really important stuff. Guys, listeners, let's all make it a point today to go on and check out the Wounded Warrior Project website. Place any donations that we can. We know that they are going to true good use and a really, really good cause.
Absolutely. We can't do it without the community. We can't do it without the donations, the donors, the sponsors. We can't do it without the support of everybody around us, and it goes to a great cause. It goes, and it's just awesome. For me personally, I don't know where I'd be without the Wounded Warrior Project. I hate to think of where I'd be. So absolutely need everybody's support. And the worst thing for a veteran is being forgotten or feeling like they're being forgotten, or their service wasn't appreciated. So just look to your left and right, and just thank the veteran, and you don't have to go out of your way. Just a simple thank you, and we look forward to your support.
Thank you so much. This has been Paul Wilson
and Jesse Babson.
Thanks for listening.